Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Mind Spark podcast. Today on What's Your Spark, we have Abby. Hello, Abby.
Hi.
We're going to go through a couple of questions that you have done before, almost 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's been new, what's been different, and kind of just get your thoughts on some of the things that have changed. So just to kick it off, how are you doing? How's your day been?
It's been good. It's really nice out, so I'm glad we get to do this outside while we're having a little break from the cold.
Right.
hmm
What is your major?
I'm getting my master's in biomedical engineering.
Okay, yeah, exciting. So, what was your answer back then, all
Uh,
those 4 years ago?
I was doing mechanical engineering, and then I switched to math and physics,
Right.
and now I'm back to engineering, but for a second degree, and I'm almost done.
A lot of school.
A lot of school.
So besides school, what's the last fun thing you've done?
I saw Iron Lung with my boyfriend on, I think it was Saturday, and it was really good. And I love Markiplier, so it was nice.
Oh, I need to go catch it. Moving on to some other questions. What was the first thing that got you into making? Was it the makerspace, or were you making on your own outside of the makerspace?
Um, well, I used to want to be like an art student, but years before that, I used to really like Pokemon and like a bunch of Nintendo games. And I used to love drawing them, and then I'd make like paper dolls with all of them.
Oh,
And my mom used to like have like all the printer paper because she worked from home, and I would use all of her stuff.
nice.
Yeah.
A little bit of stationery and creativity.
Yeah. And then my dad used to, well, he still does a lot of like woodworking, and he does stuff with 3D printers. And so I used to make stuff with him too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was kind of in the family.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you remember like what was the first thing you ever made that you really felt proud of making?
Um, Maybe it was the first thing I like I made it. I designed in like SolidWorks and then 3D printed it, and it worked. And I didn't think it would work,
Right.
but then I found out it really wasn't. It wasn't as hard as I was imagining it to be, and I think it was just nice because being like 18 or 19 and coming to college and thinking like everything is going to be so much harder because I've never done it before,
Right.
and then it's like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Like,
Yeah.
So that was fun, and it was BMO from Adventure Time.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
That's cool. What is your favorite tea? Kind of our little throw in there.
I like taro. Taro's good.
Ooh, taro?
Yeah.
Purple.
Purple.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I enjoy like the taro milkshakes a lot.
Me too. I like that it tastes like melted ice cream. It's really good.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of caramelly in a way, you know?
It's really nice.
What usually gets you out of a creative block besides taro?
Besides taro, I don't know. It kind of depends on what kind of creative block it is. Because sometimes I need a break, sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes a day.
Right.
But sometimes I just need to keep going until it's done, because it'll drive me crazier to not keep working on it. But it kind of depends on what you mean. I guess like what kind of creative you mean too. But yeah, I think usually I just kind of brute force it until it's done.
Right. Yeah, I feel like that's something I've heard before of pushing through the through the break, and then sometimes it's like you have to let go, and relax to get through it. I guess it depends on what necessarily you're working on, but
yeah, because like a lot of the times, if it's something creative in like the sense of like visual art or writing or anything like that, I think breaks are more conducive to a creative block. But if it's something more like I do work on a lab on campus, a lot of the time trying to approach a problem from a different perspective, it only helps if you keep reading things, and
Right.
it's then you kind of brainstorm. But that's kind of like a completely different kind of creative, not in the sense of like, oh, I'm making this thing for my own enjoyment. Then
More like untying knots, essentially.
right, yeah.
Again, with your personal choices of beverage, would you go for a nice cup of tea or a refreshing mug of coffee?
I would do coffee.
Yeah.
I like espresso a lot, and everyone loves a good iced latte. And I like tea a lot too, but I like less tea than
You do
coffee.
coffee.
Yeah.
And do you have like a favorite coffee?
I like Nespresso has like a hazelnut flavored coffee. I like that one a lot.
Is it an instant or
Uh
do you brew it?
you brew it cuz they have like Nespresso. It's like it's like a Keurig but Nespresso's brand.
Oh, the little pods?
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
semi-spheres. They're really cool.
Yeah, I have a friend who refills them. You can refill them and put like new aluminum tops on it.
Yeah, I've never done that, but I should try.
Right.
I wonder if you could like get multiple uses out of one too. It probably wouldn't be as strong,
Right.
but I'm sure it could work.
So what would you say, moving on to our next question, is what is a tool or machine do you find most helpful in the makerspace? Like maybe it's something you're just drawn to use, or you don't really use it, but you think it is helpful for the makerspace?
Maybe I think the sewing machines are super useful just because
Yeah.
clothes fall apart so frequently or they don't fit you, and it's a lot more expensive to buy new clothes that also might not fit you
Right.
than to just fix what you have. But so I think that's like the most like useful or most helpful, I should say.
The sewing?
Yeah. Like, also 3D printers, because in a similar vein, if something breaks, like I've had shelves break and then I have designed something to fix it and then just 3D print it, and it's really
There
nice.
you go. Yeah. What does making or tinkering mean to you?
I think I I think like making and tinkering to me is just it helps me build my confidence a lot more, and like I don't need to find someone else to either fix this for me or come up with a solution to a problem I have.
Right.
So I think it's just it helps me be a lot more self-sufficient, which I really value.
Yeah, I think I feel the same too. It's like being able to create or like conquer this problem on my own is like that self-satisfaction of I figured it out, you know,
Yeah.
without going to like a I mean, that's the nice thing about making is there is so much help out there.
Yeah, like online.
Yeah, so if you ever do feel lost, you just Google it or YouTube it.
Yeah, it makes me feel better that like because a lot of not all people, but a lot of like businesses kind of can take advantage of like, oh, you don't know about this thing, like specific. That's more so like cars and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
processes.
But there's definitely still like I think it just feels nice to have the option to fix something yourself if you want to.
Right.
And if you're like, no, I just don't feel like doing this. You can, or there are definitely some things you can't do yourself. But yeah.
Our next question is, if you could identify as one fictional character, who would it be?
I don't know. Like maybe Hanji from Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Like
And why?
like I like Hanji's like fascination with just learning about something that's like a lot of other people are like I guess averse because of like if maybe I'll pick something else because then I have to go into Attack on Titan lore. I was gonna say Princess Bubblegum, but then like, oh, she's a little like a little bit of
She has a character arc. She
yeah,
has a character.
like I'll say like maybe season 1 Princess Bubblegum, but yeah, maybe I'll change my answer. Princess Bubblegum, but pre season 3,
Okay.
because I always admired that she was a scientist, and I feel like she does a lot of like biochemistry and stuff like that. I'm like, I kind of do that, and
Right.
she does like tissue engineering. I do that, um and also a lot of like her flaws are very similar to mine. Like how she focuses on a problem until she's like, I need to solve this. I need this to be done, and I I get like that a lot.
Right. Who is your favorite musical artist at the moment? Do you have an artist right now that you just can't stop listening to?
Not really. I don't really listen to like one artist in particular,
Right.
but I always love the Foo Fighters. Like,
The Foo Fighters?
yeah,
Okay.
for like since I was like 15, so a long time, almost 8 years.
And who introduced you to the Foo Fighters?
I think I just found them. Like,
Oh.
I I used to go to Recycled in Denton a
Mm-hmm.
lot, and they always sold their CDs for really cheap, and I was like one of those teenagers that's like, oh, but it sounds so much better on a CD, which I have no idea if it does. I don't compare it, but I thought it did. So I used to get those for like $5 each, and that was
Nice.
nice.
Yeah, I have a small CD collection.
Yeah.
I know some of them do sound better than what streams, but not all of them.
Yeah, I think on average it's either about the same or it's like,
Indistinguishable.
yeah.
When creating a project, how would you define your success in that project?
I'm kind of black and white with things like that because I'm like, did it get done the way I wanted it to?
Right.
And like, did I meet each benchmark? Because I usually don't approach a project and just say like, by this date I want the whole thing to be done. It's usually like 2 weeks from now I guess like the outline of the project, or then a month from now I want to have XYZ steps.
Yeah. Okay. Just kind of analyzing it as you go. Do you consider yourself to be creative then, in just everything that you've already done so far, or do you not? What's your stance on are you creative?
I don't think I'm that creative really, because I have a real hard time like thinking out of the box. A lot of the time it's just I I guess like in my more professional life, I think it is very analytical, so I kind of am more used to thinking like that, and where it's like, okay, I've tried all these methods, and but like in the lab I work in, it's constantly weighing like, how much is this going to cost? How has someone already done this? Can we make this better by using one of like one of these materials? It's like, without going too far into depth about it, because that would take way too long to talk about. but but I don't know if I like, when you think of someone creative, I don't think I really fit into that too much.
Creative in your own way.
I guess so, yeah. Because I think adaptive is more of like a fair assessment, not so much creative.
If you were president, here's a great one. If you were president, what would be your first order of business?
I think something that I would want to do is kind of place more of a focus on like maintaining like our national parks and stuff like that, because we're very lucky to have such a diverse like set of national parks, and they're very cheap for the most part to visit. And I think maintaining that land is just something that would be very important to me, because a lot of the times, like, that's like all people can do, and that, and even if you can do more, it's like, why would you not want to go to a national park? It's so fun, it's so pretty, and you get to lay on the ground and eat very processed foods for a bit.
Do you critique your own work?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How would you explain how you critique your own work?
I guess thoroughly is like in one word.
Right.
But I don't know. I have a hard time, like, I have a hard time not being super critical of what I do, because I feel like it can always be improved.
Right.
And sometimes it's hard to like look at it from any other perspective other than there are always going to be issues with whatever I make, because I can't confidently say anything I make is the perfect design.
Right. Yeah, the perfectionist's problem of
yeah.
it can always be better.
The Princess Bubblegum problem.
Right. Have you ever attended a maker fair or a hackathon before?
I did do a hackathon almost 3 years ago.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And it was like I was with a group, and they were all like computer science people, and then I was not. And they were doing like a UX project, and I was the only one that had any sense of design, so they wanted me to help. And
does this look good? No.
Yeah. So I learned Figma for that, and I was like, so
wow.
It was kind of a hackathon, but I didn't really end up doing much coding, like, or I think we tried to do coding, but they wanted us to use like some software that was really, really hard to get working within 24 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
And what was the app that y'all created?
We made an app that was for lupus patients, as like a reminder to take their pills every day. And it was like trying to make like a story-based app where every day you could like it was like a game and a story within, and it was like based on like this cat's life who meets a butterfly, and the butterfly is sick, and every day the cat tries to go get, well, you know, like how butterflies drink like sugar water, like whenever, if you've ever like hatched like
butterfly.
Yeah. So it was like based on that. So the cat would go through like obstacle courses every day trying to get his friend like some sugar water. So he like broke into someone's house and took their sugar once. Oh. But yeah, it was silly, but it was kind of fun.
That's cool. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you choose? All of the expenses and things taken care of course, but all you have to do is point at a map.
I feel like it's hard to pick because there are so many places I think I'd be happy living. But maybe Switzerland, because it's so pretty there, and it's like one of the more expensive places in the world to live. But if it's all expenses paid, I would love to live there.
Switzerland?
I don't know where in Switzerland, but it's a small country, so
somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
Going back to more like, your creativity, your work. What would you say you do to keep yourself motivated? What would you say you do to keep yourself motivated when working on a creative project?
I think going back to like what I was saying, that I kind of have like a schedule. I like staying on schedule, so I guess that's my motivation of like, well, if I go off schedule, then I have to change my schedule, and I don't want to change my schedule, so I'm going to stay on it.
The reward and fear of being on time.
Yeah. Yeah, so the answer is fear.
Oh, no. moving on to something a little bit more personal is if you could interview a creative person from the past or present, who would that person be?
That's hard. Oh wait, I did think of this actually. It was Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin.
Yeah,
Mm.
because I think Steve Irwin had such a beautiful approach to his life, and I don't know if he's necessarily creative or not, because he was pretty cut and dry of like in his Australian accent, like I want to buy land and just conserve the land forever, and it's like he's like I'll take anyone's money, I don't care. But I I think I guess his method of like he had a very interesting approach to conservation,
Mm.
and I think that's a creative way of looking at it. Of like, well, people usually don't have like these one-on-one and or you know what I mean, like these up close interactions with animals. Maybe it's just I love Steve Irwin, and it's like I'm like any person. I kind of ignored the creative part.
Right. Just to meet the man who wrestled the alligators.
Yeah, I love that guy. He was a very like I've heard people say like if you ever have a bad day, just think about all the good things Steve Irwin would say about you. So maybe that's like
Nice. If you could change one aspect of our society through your work, what would it be?
I think I have a pretty like what I'm doing now.
Right.
My research is I don't think in my lifetime I'll ever see it get to the point that I want it to get to, but um, the work I do now is in tissue engineering and or like tissue engineering adjacent, and the ultimate goal is to make like lab grown organs so
Right.
that people then need donors, but there aren't enough donors
Right.
to supply the demand.
Well, it's also your own organs.
Yeah,
you know, grown from your tissue.
Yeah, you could grow it from your own, like, your own cells, but yeah, I think like like that's not really creative. That's like my
Definitely would change society, though.
yeah, that's kind of because I don't think anything. I just make goofy stuff for fun creatively, so I don't know if it's gonna be like I don't know if it's gonna do anything for anyone of like, oh, look at this bear I drew, and it's just the same bear over and over again.
Nobody knows. There may be an intersection between the goofy creative
Yeah.
and the scientific later on.
Maybe. You never know.
Right? Right now, you have 24 hours to live. I know we would immediately stop this interview if it started right now. But from this moment, you have 24 hours to live. How would you spend your day?
I think I would want to go with my boyfriend to Colorado and try to go to as many national parks as we can.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just die in one of the
national parks.
Like bury me in the mountains, I guess.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking for like, because it doesn't say how you die. You only live for 24 hours. I was like, maybe it's like Thanos snap and just turn into dust. Reach the summit. Just float away.
Oh, feels so good, Mr. Stark.
Oh no. Do you think creativity is a natural trait or is it nurtured?
I think it's both, but I do think a lot of it is like it is kind of natural because I think it also can come and go because I was very creative when I was a kid, and right now I'm not so much anymore, and I haven't really been able to get back in touch with that. But I don't know if I don't know if that actually counterpoints like what I was saying, or is a counterpoint to what I was saying of like maybe it is like a nurture thing instead, because if you can nurture to the point that you have it, you could also like
neglect it.
Yeah. So maybe nurture.
Our next question is, what are your words of wisdom For someone starting out in your field slash major, and you can pick whichever field slash major you would like to talk about.
Um, if you're thinking about going into math, I would maybe, unless you're very sure that you either want to commit to a PhD or you want to be like an actuary or something, maybe pick something else. Because if you're like oh yeah, I want to be like a software engineer, you could be like a computer scientist and you'd be you'd be doing what you would want to be doing way more. But for biomedical engineering, it's kind of the same thing where it's like you have to kind of realize how much what you're committing to. Because a lot of people that go into biomedical engineering, you want to be in research, and research you typically need some sort of advanced degree, like at least a master's or PhD.
Right.
And where a lot of people will go to medical school right after, and it's kind of any degree that's like in a very research heavy field, or like a purely like just science, not like applied science. It's kind of you kind of are or it may be more than you're bargaining for if you don't realize that you have to go through so much school. Because I didn't know when I started out.
Oh.
And now here I am.
several much learning later.
Yeah, and much more to go.
Right. So, kind of a funny one now is, if you could be an object, what would you be and why? Non-living, just object in the world or in our space.
I don't know. Let me be a balloon, I guess, and I'll just float. Being a balloon sounds fun, at least for a little bit until you pop.
Right. Yeah. What does that mean,
Yeah, I don't know what that says about me, but...
Oh, no. Kind of moving on to our next question is, who is your greatest influence?
That's kind of hard, because I don't think I have one.
Right.
Like, greatest influence. And I don't know, maybe I'm just dense. I'm like, I just kind of exist. And I feel like a wall that, like, because, like...
I mean, we could also sub who for a what, Maybe it's not a person, but more of like a thing in the world, a field.
Yeah, I guess, like, I think I take something, or not take something, but, like, you know what I mean. Take something from every person I meet, and that's kind of why it doesn't feel like anyone has a palpable influence.
Right.
But I don't know. That's a hard question. Because I was thinking about this earlier and I couldn't really think of anything in particular. But
you are your greatest influence.
Yeah, I guess, like, technically, because it's
default.
Yeah, it's like I did think about saying that, and I was like, I don't know if that sounds conceited, but it is the truth.
Right. What do you wish a lot of people knew about the Spark?
I think that it's free, because a lot of people don't realize it is free.
Yeah.
And that it's not like exclusive to one major or type of student.
Right.
Yeah.
In your continuation of learning, you're learning all the time, what would you say is the last thing you learned?
I learned about DNA sequencing, and then I forgot most of it.
Right.
But yeah, I think that was the last thing I learned, because I'm taking like a biotechnology class where we learn a lot about like DNA synthesis and all of that. So
okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's neat, and like we learned about like CRISPR-Cas9 and that was really neat to learn about. Kind of sad a little bit because of like there's like some lore behind like the people that discover or not that like developed CRISPR-Cas9. I guess there was like another person at the exact same time also developing it. So it was like a race to who could get it done first. And then
Oh,
the people
no.
that got it done first got a Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, no.
And that poor other guy did not.
No.
So I was like, that's really sad. Sorry,
Like,
man.
can we share?
Can we share it? And but yeah.
Moving on to our next question. We're getting pretty far through our list. We're almost out.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make the jump from idea to action? What is your process from like an initial concept to we've got a plan, we're doing it?
I think I usually go I think about the methods and like the equipment you would need, or I guess just the stuff you would need to finish a project. Like at the Spark, that's kind of more so what I do. But in like my lab, I go through like, can you even do this first? And then it's like, if you're like, I'm pretty sure you could do something with this, then it's like, then you go from there. Like, okay, how do I think I would do this? And there's a lot of reading, and then you wait, and then hope for the best.
Right.
hope that there's like funding for things. Hope that there's the supplies you need won't be too expensive, or it's a academia.
Yeah, the process of scientific research is one of those like the reason why people spend their whole lives is because it takes their whole lives to actually organize and get. Yep. But it aims to like kind of eliminate some of the I guess noise. If just anybody could be trying to prove or disprove something, because you know there's like, should we test this? There's a whole peer review for should this funding for an experiment happen, and so
and it's like a lot of it unfortunately does come down to like, is this too similar to what someone else has done before? And or sometimes things will get published and you try to repeat that experiment to use with your own research, and you find, oh, this is not working the way this paper says it would. And a lot of that happens a lot with like academic literature, where you just can't reproduce the same results for some reason.
Right.
Now, what that means can change depending on the paper. Like, it's hard to know, but it could be user error. It could be maybe they got lucky. Or sometimes results can be kind of feigned.
Yeah.
But that gets a little accusing. So, like, but it's hard. It's hard, especially in, like, I guess there's not a lot to compare it to.
Right.
But that also means that you should do research on something that is not well understood.
Right. So, kind of moving on to your creative processes, do you have to be in a certain mood to create? Is there like a particular mood that puts you into a creative state? But I've also heard it as, does your creative state change based on your mood?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think every once in a while I'll watch a movie or something where I really like the animation and it makes me want to draw, but other than that, not really, because like I rewatched Spider-Verse and I was like, man, I want some paint markers and to just draw all day now, but
Right.
but other than that, not really. And that doesn't happen very frequently with movies or like other sorts of media, for me at least.
what do you find most challenging in your creative process, I guess, in the lab and out of the lab?
I think it just gets tiring. Like,
Hmm.
it's just in the research area, you read so much, and sometimes you're like, well, this worked for this lab or these in this experiment, and theoretically it should work for this too, but
Right.
then it doesn't. Or sometimes, like, if you work with cells a lot, it's like, oh no, um, you breathed on them, they're dead, and it's like it's
No.
stuff like that is really like unfortunate because like the nature of the field is very fragile. Like everything is very fragile.
Right. Yeah, it's mixing a lot of like just clear liquids and
Mm-hmm.
not really knowing what's happening until you run it through a spectrogram
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah, or even if you follow like protocols, because there are so many protocols on all the different like cell lines that you could grow, and then you do it, and it's like, oh, what did I do? Like, did I not decontaminate everything enough before starting? Did I not like passage the cells the correct way? It's just like it's a
Mm-hmm.
and then you like do a test, and it's like, okay, let's see how many are alive, and then they're all dead.
No. Um, so definitely the most challenging part is keeping your cells
Keeping
alive.
yourselves alive, and I think it's just the fatigue of like, well, I've been working on this for so long, and I want it to become something, and sometimes it just can't, like, or not in the way that you want to.
Right.
I think it's tiring.
It's not immediately fruitful.
Right.
What is your current favorite hobby? Do you have a hobby right now?
Uh,
Or have you had a hobby?
I I mean, I've been playing a lot of video games, but I think I've been playing video games and watching movies. So yeah. But other than that, I haven't been able to get into a lot. But I've been playing like a mix of I play Marvel Rivals, and then I'm like, okay, that's enough of that, and then I go play like Hello Kitty Island Adventure or something.
Lovely. Nice. Our next question is, what is something you'd like to work with but haven't yet? Anything makerspace related, lab related, art related?
I think I've worked with most things at the makerspace at this point. Um, hmm. I think I never used the vacuum former.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Mm.
That's at Willis though, so
Right.
I'd have to go there myself and learn it, which I may or may not do before my untimely spark death.
Oh no. Your spark passing.
Yeah, my spark passing.
What is one creative tool you cannot live without, or just tool in general? You know, for helping you make things.
I think. I do really like the Cricut as much as it's like one of our easier things to learn, but it's so fun, and I ended up using that the most out of everything, which is kind of crazy to say because it used to be very like I used to use 3D printers a lot, and now I'm just like I like making little iron-ons for my tote bags and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think right now it's just something that it's really inexpensive, and it's mostly relaxing unless it doesn't cut through for some reason, and then you panic.
It's relaxing until it isn't.
Yeah, but I think that Right now, it's just nice to have something. It's like this doesn't have any practical use in my professional life, and it's kind of nice that it's just
Unrelated.
yeah, it's just nice to have something like that. It's just fun.
Going back to our semi-controversial question, do you crazy dance when no one's looking?
Don't.
You don't. Do you crazy dance when people are looking?
Sometimes.
Okay.
It's usually someone else has to be dancing for me to want to dance. I don't know. I just kind of sit like a rock. Like, I do not disturb.
Just stone.
I can't, like, I have been told it's kind of odd to, like, not move at all when, like, music's playing. It's like, it's just what I do.
Right? Our next question is, what is the last book that you read? Or journal article, I guess. More recent, probably.
I don't really read for pleasure anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I think the last book I read, it actually was a manga. I read Berserk, which was not a light read.
No.
But like in the sense of like it was dark. Maybe it's not a feel good. It's not a sitcom.
Oh.
Watch or read Spy Family if you're looking for that, but maybe not Berserk.
Our next question is, do you cook at home or do you like to get takeout? What's your preference?
I usually cook at home. Yeah, it's as much as I love takeout, it adds up.
Yes, expensive.
Like if I could pick, I'd most of the time prefer not to cook because it's just nice to try new food. I'd love to do that all the time,
Right.
but I do like cooking at home too. But I like making like curry and stuff, and I try not to make that because it, like, the onions and the garlic and everything. I just like cooking with onions and garlic in general, and I always feel bad because it's like I'm making everyone else in the vicinity smell all the garlics and the garlic and the onions.
But it tastes so good.
It does taste so good. And it's all for me.
Right? No sharing.
Yeah.
If you could only eat one meal then for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah, there's a specific pizza I like any pizza to be fair, but if it was like very much like you only get this one pizza,
yeah.
Then there's a place in Frisco called Pizzeria Testa, and they make a really good margarita pizza. It's so nice. It's wood fire pizza.
Ooh, yummy.
Fancy.
I love a good margarita pizza with the basil and the tomatoes. Oh.
It's so good. I want it now.
Pizza time.
I wish.
Do you collect anything? Are you a collector of things?
I used to be, but I'm coming close to my mid-20s. I'm like, all right, gotta be smart with my money, I guess. But I used to like collecting like Smiskies, the little glow-in-the-dark green guys.
Yeah.
And I used to like collecting Pokemon cards until scalpers got to them, and now they're just really expensive.
It's been a rough time.
It's been a rough time for collectors.
Yeah. What is next on your project list? Either, professional or here at the Spark, or personally, if you have projects going on. What's the next big thing you got going on?
I think my next big project is my thesis project, and and I've told you about it, but it's I'll just say it's like a light sheet bio printer.
Yeah.
Whether that means anything to anyone or not, it's okay.
Yes. The product is manufacturing cellular structure.
Yeah.
Well, fun.
Yeah, Google it. I don't know.
Right. Any advice for people interested in making and what they should do, or, maybe, just any realm of advice for makers of any field, any type of creativity?
But I think my advice is just try to do something that you're only doing for your own enjoyment when you're making something. I think a lot of the time, especially now, it always feels like you have to have a reason for why you're doing something, and it's like, okay, I'm 3D printing so I can add this to my resume, or I'm learning this new skill because it makes me feel like I'm being productive and doing something, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think there's a point where it gets to like, yeah, but you could just enjoy it too,
Right.
And
yeah.
And because that's something I have a hard time doing, where it's like, well, why would I do this if it's not going to benefit me other than just like I like it? Why would I do that?
Right. Getting something out of the journey instead of the product.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. Well, amazing. Again, here we are 4 years later.
Yeah.
Interviewing again for your 44 questions.
444.
Now that we're reaching the end of our interview, is there anything or anyone you'd like to reach out to or mention?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm pretty like not off the grid, but I don't really.
Nobody knows me.
I don't have like any like public accounts that or like anything where I'm like, oh, go like check me out here. I don't do that.
Go read my papers.
Yeah. Go find me on LinkedIn, but don't.
Yeah.
But,
well, thank you so much for interviewing with me today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Mind Spark podcast. If you enjoyed, we hope you return and listen to our next episodes. If you're looking to learn more about the Mind Spark podcast or the Spark Makerspace, join us on social media or find out more information on our website at guides.library.unt.edu/Spark.